This video will be about decorative trim done by hand. This is the end of the maniple. When you do the maniple and the stole, let this piece hang down about 1 inch when you make your pattern. Add so you can have that extra. Because what you're going to do on these, you're going to put the trim upside down and flip it like this. And then the fringe will hang down. You can add the cross, and then you'll put, so you're lining it on by hand. Now you can make this decorative trim on all the pieces. They're always the same. The major part of the decoration is 1.5 inches, and there is a space between each one of 2 inches. The chalice veil that I have here is 22.5 inches. So I placed 6 of these 1.5 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with 2 inches in between, and it gave me 3.5 inches left over. So I have 1 3/4 inch from this last large decoration to the end of the fabric here in the corner. So what I've done is I've taken 3/4 inch from here to here, and 3/4 inch from here to here, and made the loop at the top of that. So the loop would be, I've made the pin right here and put the loop in the corner. You can do it the opposite way if you want. You can turn it in. I just thought it looked a little nicer to have the circle in the same direction as all the others. So every time I would make a new large decoration, I would put a pin. Well, first of all, I put a red fabric, red thread across the top of each 1.5 piece, so I would know that when I came to it, where I had to start and end. So I was coming from this direction after I made this little loop. I came to here, and I put a pin at the end, in between the 1.5 inch, and then made a mark at 5/8. Each loop, a little tiny loop on the sides here, are going to be 5/8 of an inch. And I put the pin, so I come here, put the pin here, turn it, come up, put another pin at the top of the loop. This is 1.5 inches wide, my decoration, so the middle is 3/4. So I would put a pin at 3/4 of it up here, and then measure 1 inch from here down to the bottom. So these loops would be 5/8. This one would be 1 inch. And the little loops would be exactly in the middle, well, as close as I can get, right? I measured 2 inches from the edge of here to here, put a pin at the top of the middle, which is 1 inch, and then have it as high as 3/4 inch. So it's 3/4 inch from here to here. The design is like this. Here we go. Goes here, up to the 5/8. Turn, turn, come up to the 1 inch, turn, turn here, come up to the 5/8, and go around. Then you go to the loop. You can decide if you want to go this way. You can start here and go up and turn, come up and turn, over to here, here, and go that way. Whether you decide to go one way or the other makes no difference. The trim that I found is very light, and so it wouldn't stay on the cardboard. So I found these at the store, and I had them cut them in half for me. Actually, they came together, these two pieces, like so. I don't know if you can see. Here we go. Like so, like this. Okay. And I had the straw cut it in half, and I tied it and then wrapped it around. It came in 25 yard lengths, and I cut it in half. When you sew these on, it really does have to be flat in order for the design to look nice. This thinner trim worked much better because when I tried something thicker, you couldn't see the detail of the trim and it didn't look very nice. One was not enough, and 2 was just right. Just like the 3 bears, except there's only 2. When you are sewing this, it really must be flat. See how flat they are? Laying flat. When you sew it, you sew first up one side, and then you have to come down the other side, encasing that trim. Okay? So each one, you're going to have a stitch at the end, probably one in the middle of each loop, and then one on each side when you cross it, each side, when they cross over like that. Okay? When I'm done with this project, I went back and I go over each one. There's always some I miss. It's amazing, but that's okay. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to go over the corners. Okay, so I measure 3/4 of an inch this way, put a pin at the top, measured 3/4 this way, put a pin at the top, and then made this circle here. This trim is very light. I did not put a backing on it. If you decide to do something heavier, you may decide to put a backing on it. I would suggest doing a practice one. Take the fabric, put the trim on, see how you like it from afar, not from close up sometimes. Sometimes when it's at a distance, you go, oh my goodness, it's all meshed together and you can't even see the design. So something a little smaller will be better. You can use the same design for all the pieces of the stole, the maniple, the burris, the chalice veil, and the vestment. I wouldn't necessarily try this gold on gold. You're not going to see it. So try some color where you're really going to see it. The green, the red, white. I guess you could do it on the purple if you wanted. The black I think is too decorative, but that's up to me. That's up to you. Okay, personally you can do whatever you like. So, I hope that's very helpful. This project takes a long time. Don't try to be in a rush. Try to do the best you can to make each little major design the same size. They're not going to all be the same size. Don't spend too much time on that, okay? After you've done a couple and you go, oh, this one doesn't look that good, put it over maybe 8 feet away and look at it. And if you're still happy with it, leave it. And if not, I guess you can take it apart and do that little section all over again. Okay? So, good luck and good sewing.